China is playing man to man, and that is something good to do if you're kind of the same height, if you have the same speed, if there are no mismatches in the physical abilities of the players. But I think that number 5 specifically from Mexico, Miguel Ángel Veloz, he's really tall. There are not very tall players from China to compare with him, and that can be a really good advantage that Mexico can take.
Second down and goal, backwards pass, and it goes to Veloz. He will try to buy some time, send it backwards again. Nunez, double teamed way back in the backfield, delivers a strike, pass is caught, flag is out. And a lot happening in that sequence, Rebecca.
Yes, so like I said, China is playing man-to-man, even in the backfield where there were 3 quarterbacks. There were some confusions right there, but the pressure was very effective. Now, we have to understand this about flag football.
Automatic first down. Line to gain, goal.
Miguel Ángel Veloz didn't have his flag anymore, so the play stops when he catches the ball because he's basically, this is a hard word for me, inelegible. Ineligible.
Ineligible. Very
right.
good.
Okay.
Very good.
So basically that's what it's happened. When you're a rusher and you drop a flag in flag football, you have to leave it there for the quarterback, in this case was Veloz, to put it back into its socket so he can be part of the play afterwards. And that is why there was a penalty as well for China. They get a first down automatically.
First down, line to gain,
Mexico.
So first and goal. Penalties in NFL flag are enormous. An offensive penalty will cost you yardage and loss of down on every occasion. A defensive penalty resulting in the automatic first down. And so now 3 new tries to try to score a touchdown.
Exactly. Sometimes, even on defensive penalties, some yardage is associated. It depends on the penalty.
Morales back in at quarterback, looking for the end zone, delivers a pass. It is brought in for another score for Mexico. Veloz has been automatic and electric.
You can tell he has so much chemistry with his receivers. And that is what I'm saying when we talk about man coverage. It's so hard to stay tight to those receivers, specifically if the offense already noticed that you're playing man, right? So they're going to do all this crosses, make sure the defense is crashing into each other. That's all the difference it makes for that separation and a comfortable catch.
They'll go for the 1-point conversion from the 5-yard line. 90 seconds to go in a fast-moving first half. Falling down, retrieving the catch for the 1-point play is Nunez, and it's 14-0. Miguel Ángel Veloz, 5 receptions. Flag football isn't about who you are, it's about who you become. Shape the game, create the play, make it yours. In a sport growing faster than you can believe, be the story with NFL Flag. Find a league today at NFLflag.com. Beautiful Saturday afternoon here in the Co-Ed International Semifinal number 1. We'll have Canada and Brazil in our second semi as soon as this game concludes. China gets the football back and desperately need a score before halftime to try to get back into this. Fast start for Mexico and a gain of 7 on first down. It'll be second and mid. Lau is the quarterback, an underhand delivery. Chung Liao. And across the 15, it'll be third and mid. Approaching the no-run zone, about a 1.5 yard shot.
This is a China team that plays fast tempo. If you can see, there's no huddle. They already know what to do.
1 minute pro clock. Clock will start on the snap.
And just as she said, after the 1 minute warning, here in the first and the second half, we have a pro clock, so it stops with incomplete passes, change of possession.
Lau with the completion. Brandon Chung, the receiver, makes it first down and goal. Now, big opportunity for China, 45 seconds and counting here in the half.
Yeah, and they built into this, Roy, because they were throwing short passes. The defense comes down, and then they're looking behind their back.
Flipped ahead. Passes grab. Liao again, second reception on this possession. Second and goal Time now under 29 seconds.
They don't want to ask for those timeouts. Remember, you only have 3.
Rebecca, they go fast. They'll go to the well one more time, and that's a touchdown. China's right back in it. 3 catches by Liao on that drive, and the last one reaching across the goal line quickly.
Yeah, and if you're a defensive player, it's really hard to adjust when they're moving so fast because sometimes you don't get the coverage even on time. Some of the coaches are used to being able to see the field before they send defensive coverage, but here China has a great strategy of moving really fast and catching Mexico off guard.
They'll go for 1. The attempt is executed from the 5. And Lau back in at quarterback, wearing number 1 for China. Wants to throw it, does, and a little low and incomplete. A lot of traffic through there.
No good.
And Liao, the intended target, it remains 14-6, but a big score for China at the end of the half, and still some time to go.
Yes, of course, and this is what you mean when you say when you're behind, you have to score fast. China knows how to do it perfectly. They just drove that whole field in less than a minute. It's exactly what you need when you're behind.
Did they leave too much time for Team Mexico here?
Yes, probably.
20 seconds is an eternity in NFL flag. We've seen touchdowns scored from this distance with 4 seconds already in this tournament. Stepping out of bounds in a crafty way to gain a couple of yards in just 3 seconds off the clock on the 6-yard pitch and catch.
Yeah, and Mexico is going to be so good with that, having being very aware of what they need to do to make sure they can stop the clock without using their timeouts. And this is what I say, when you're a defensive player and you are trying to avoid them getting out of the field, then you have to play from the outside to the inside. Make sure you're pushing them inside and playing with the clock in your favor.
Doesn't feel like that's an easy thing to do under pressure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
After the timeout, Morales unloads 1 deep and looking for his second favorite target, and Zamudio unable to haul it in at the 1-yard line. Good defense that time by China, only 9 seconds remaining.
It was perfect coverage. Look at that. Hands between the hands of the receiver. Number 12 is humongous, Chong, and he was taking advantage of it.
He's made some big plays on offense there, big play on defense, and now 4th down and midfield, 6 seconds to go.
They're going to play it. They're going to play, like I said, aggressive. I know where they are, but they have 6 seconds, and they're going to trust their defense. If China gets the ball there, they're going to trust that they can stop them. So they're going to play it, if I'm guessing.
So is the thought process with 6 seconds left, we're either going to possess the football and score a touchdown, taking the entire duration of the clock, or we don't score and the clock also continues and fades and we're at halftime.
Exactly, or you're going to leave a few seconds, like maybe 2 or 3 for China. We're going to stop them in that one play.
They'll side snap it, and now a backwards pass, Morales. That'll chew up the clock, fires it end zone. Hail Mary time is brought in. Oh, the prayer is answered. Another touchdown for Mexico. Guess who? Veloz.
These guys are amazing. We can say it like Fernando Mendoza said. Es como pollo con arroz. Right? It's a perfect mixture of like rice with chicken. That's what I said. It's like perfect, right? They have such a good combination, great chemistry amongst themselves, so much confidence. Because the reality is that Veloz hadn't escaped yet when Matias threw that ball, but you can tell that he knows where he's gonna be. They have such a precise chemistry, and it paid off.
Morales, 8 of 14, $125, 3 touchdowns. Veloz on the receiving end again, reaching pay dirt. They'll go for 1 from the 5. Pressure, Morales incomplete. And one of the few things that has gone wrong for Mexico there on the conversion, that brings us to halftime and a 2-touchdown lead, 12 minutes in. Awfully impressive. Matias Morales and Veloz with what we've seen with that connection.
Proving that, as well as China, they can score with very little time on the clock. This is going to come down to the wire. And if it does, it's going to be really interesting. We've talked about it before. How in flag football, sometimes the person that has the last possession is the one that wins the game.
Well, let's talk about the first half and what we've seen, and I'll allow you to ask the first question.
Yes.
Coach, primero que nada, felicitaciones por este gran comienzo. ¿Qué destacas del inicio de este partido contra China?
Pues mira,
llegamos muy concentrados, cada quien está haciendo el papel que le corresponde y entonces creo que eso es lo fundamental ahorita.
He is super proud of how confident his team is, super focused in what they have to do. ¿Qué estás buscando para la siguiente mitad? Ya vimos que China puede también apresurarlos en la defensa y ponerlos en aprietos por ahí.
Claro. En la siguiente mitad pienso buscar un poco un juego más dinámico, 3-4 quarterbacks abajo, buscar poder tratar de tirar un largo en tercera o cuarta. En cuarta oportunidad, correr un poco más el balón. Ya sé que China tiene bastantes buenos jugadores, pero nosotros con nuestra habilidad, con nuestro focus, creo que podemos abultar un poco más el marcador.
Muchísimas gracias, Coach Gabriel.
Muchísimas gracias.
So basically, he's gonna be more dynamic in the second half. He's gonna start showing 2 and 3 quarterbacks. He wants to run the ball a little bit more and also be more aggressive on those 4th downs with longer passes. So we're gonna see exciting things from Mexico when we come back.
Already with a 20, now just 2 years away for such a long period of time to know that flag football is here to stay.
Yeah, and you never know if one of these players that we see on the field right now representing their countries is going to be there in LA 2028. Remember, now in Germany, in a couple of weeks, we're going to have 2 tickets for LA 2028. The United States, being the host country, already has their ticket, but you know, it's going to be a tough fight for those 2 tickets that some of these teams already want to start thinking about LA 2028 and not then the qualifying rounds that we should have for the next couple of years.
As we step aside, we get set for our second half, our first semifinal international. Beautiful Saturday afternoon, starting to warm up a little bit, and the action heating up at Grand Park Sports Campus, 400 acres wide. 20-6 our score. Mexico leading China. Rebecca Landa, gold medalist, 2022 World Games. Roy Philpott, as we take a look back at our first half highlights. Matias Morales, 3 touchdown strikes, all 3 to Veloz, who was electric. 7 of his 9 completions went to Miguel Angel Veloz, and those 3 touchdown grabs totaling 112 yards receiving. He was open, it felt like, majority of that half.
Yes. And you can see the chemistry that they have now. The coach already talked about all the other things that we're going to see them do. You can expect 2 and 3 quarterbacks from the Mexico deep offense.
Winner of this game gets the winner of our second semifinal between Canada and Brazil. Coming up at the top of the hour. China has it to start the second half. Still in it after scoring there at the end of the half. And dancing up towards midfield. Let's see where they stop forward progress. That should be enough for the first down. No, they'll step it back a yard. Second and mid from the 24.
Second down, second and short.
Pass only.
The no-run zone, you can only throw it here. And let's see what the thought process is for China. Still in it, down 14. Obviously, to begin the second half, they need a touchdown.
Yeah, and I would like to see them here risk it, right? You're going to get 2 other downs from this position. You can totally look for the touchdown right now or a long pass.
Lau looking long, comes underneath, has a man wide open. First grab for Chow, and he is brought down with a flag pulled at the 1-yard line. So first and goal from the 1 for China, and on the move to start the second.
So play first down.
Broken coverage right there by the Mexico defense. He was all alone. I like the flag, but they have to keep disciplined when they're playing on defense, Mexico.
Yicheng Chow, the center, drifting out into the flats and able to nearly reach the end zone. And China does it again with the second time we've seen that play, and the second touchdown to Chung Liao.
Yeah, and now you think of this game in a different way, right? There was a moment where Mexico was clearly dominating, and China has just gotten right back into this game.
You and I were talking about it. This organization has made tremendous strides in a very short period of time. Become relevant and very competitive on this stage. And going for the 1-point conversion, it is good. Some hand fighting, and that's one way to do it. 20-13. And grabbed with authority by Brandon Chong.
Yes, and that's great concentration by Chong, because they were definitely fighting for it, but also not just from pulling that ball to his body, but also his awareness where he was on the field to make sure he's stepping back into the end zone.
Mexico's going to stay aggressive here. What do you expect to see early on this drive?
Oh yeah, long pass.
The fly pattern, as Rebecca likes to call it. A little bit shorter this time. And Veloz makes his 8th catch. And a gain ahead towards the 16, second and mid.
For most teams, this would be a long pass. For Mexico, it's a normal pass, right? For this Mexico team. Now, they're very close to that midfield point. So I'm guessing they're going to stay aggressive and they're going to look deep again, Roy. So careful China defense.
In flag football, can you double team a receiver like Veloz,
Yeah.
considering what we've seen from him, 8 catches? They'll go underneath and another grab for Sanchez, diving across the midfield line. That yellow stripe indicates this will be enough for a first down. It'll be first and goal with 3 tries to score the touchdown, a gain of 14.
Yeah, and I like this because they go on the out route, but then this is really, really good work from Maria Jose Sanchez. You can see those hips moving. Sometimes when you're really close to midfield, you got to consider if you have to step out of bounds, make sure you're not crossing that line. But she saw some space to give them a good field position.
China needs a stop. Mexico with 3 downs to score. Sanchez gets the handoff, delivers a strike herself, and Emilio Martinez gets to the 10. It'll be second and goal from there, and a gain of 10.
And this is just a nightmare for any defense because you think you know who the quarterback is. You hadn't seen Maria Jose Sanchez on the backfield throwing a pass, so you think, oh, she's not going to throw the pass, right? We can relax around her. We're going to cover the backfield. And no, she has an arm.
Co-ed International Division, our first semifinal. The winner plays the winner between Brazil and Canada. Mexico with the lead. Sanchez, some nifty footwork.
Woo.
And still tap dancing out of bounds. Third and goal from just inside the 5. So an enormous play, the biggest play of this game coming up right here and right now.
Yes, this is going to be a difference maker for any of these teams. Mexico can relax a little bit, but if China gets to stop right here, it's going to be huge for China with the possibilities of tying this game.
So on third and goal, they have to score here, or the possession is lost. It goes back to China. Matias Morales, the quarterback. Pump fakes, now comes back. And once again, 4 for 4. 4 touchdowns for number 5. Veloz gets it done again. Boy, he is fast.
That route, that's just an impossible route. Look at the route. It's like a little hitch stop, and then he comes back. Like, how? If you're, I don't care who you are.
He just invented a new passing route right there. That's what it felt like.
And it has to do everything with chemistry because they're seeing each other. So Matias is reading Veloz and Veloz is reading Matias. And it works because they know each other so well.
They're reading each other like a book at this point. Going for the 1-point conversion from the 5. Morales delivers and a rare drop.
Yep.
Veloz unable to corral it, spinning backwards. So the extra point is no good. The lead is 13. The pageantry has been off the charts. Mexico well supported by their fans here in Indiana today. Honors presented by Procter & Gamble recognizes outstanding high school tackle and flag football athletes from across the NFL club markets. Not only excel in the field and the classroom, but also contribute or engage meaningfully with Latino culture and community. Learn more right now at NFL.com/Latino Youth Honors. Rebecca Landa, I'm Roy Philpott, 26-13, our first semifinal, co-ed international division. Winner of this one will grab the winner between Brazil and Canada. Coming up at the top of the hour, right back here on this very same field. Mexico the advantage, China with the football. Veloz has been unstoppable. He's scored all 4 Mexico touchdowns so far. Now playing defense as a safety underneath and in front of Veloz. Pass is caught. And that'll move it ahead towards the 15 as Chong reels it in and a gain of 10.
Yeah, and Lau is perfect.
11 for 11.
11 for 11 right now, 112 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's playing really nice flag football in control of this team.
Lau looking long, comes underneath and incomplete. Chong comes up limping somewhat as he carry him out of bounds. So now third down and midfield to go. They need 10 to get to midfield for the first. 2 downs to get it, and I imagine you're not even thinking about punting down by 2 scores.
Yeah, I wouldn't be thinking about that. Let's see what China thinks.
In motion, Wu. Lau delivers. Liu checked at with the catch, but short of midfield, so it'll be 4th down. Right on the edge of that no-run zone, trailing by 2 touchdowns. Going to have to go for it here, and head coach Matthew Smith brings his team over.
And you knew they were going to play it on fourth because of the design of the play. It was like a preparation for the next play, right? So now they have a comfortable amount of yards that they need to gain.
More than halfway home in our second half. Lau will retrieve the side snap, now go long. China's got to have it here. Chong, two-handed grab over the shoulder.
Wow.
Looking back into the sunshine. No problem, and China back in it again.
And this is the things that you could do with flag football. Surprising the opponent. You're thinking, oh, they're going to gain 4 or 5 yards to get across midfield, right? Oh, so you're playing tight as a defense. Let me catch you off guard on your back, and it's perfect how they did it. The pass was precision.
Peregrino was right there step for step, made up some ground at the last minute, and Chong simply out-hustled to grab the touchdown. And on the secondary option, the conversion is good. Thought about the underhand toss ahead. Instead, Wu able to secure the 1-point play, and we're back to a 6-point margin, 26-20.
I can definitely say I'm a fan. I'm a fan because you can see the control he has, especially from where he is. The rusher is right in his face. He's being super patient, throwing that ball up there, and you can tell he's tiny, but his confidence is huge.
Very good way to put it. Morales back on the field. He has been precise. Sanchez another catch. And spinning ahead to the 15. Hernandez with the reception. And a gain of 10. Well, Hernandez and Sanchez have been both fun to watch as rushers and also as pass catchers today, Rebecca.
Yeah, and you can see they have the abilities to have a real impact on this team. That's the beautiful thing about flag football. We talk about inclusivity. We talk about different body types, different skill sets. Everybody is welcome in flag football. And that is why it's growing so much.
Have to snap it in a hurry. Play clock was winding down. Morales, sidearm delivery, and with some heat, the fastball is incomplete, and it's 3rd and mid.
Yeah, sometimes when you're a receiver, you're in such a rush to win yards after the catch that you turn your eyes away from the ball before you have secured it. And it's exactly what happened here. He was already turning his face to gain that midfield point. And it's going to have to be at least one more play for them to be able to do it.
Mexico being tested. 6-point lead, 3rd and mid. Snap is high. Morales catches it cleanly towards midfield. Flag is pulled shy of the line to gain. So 4th down and midfield to go. Nunez with the reception. And you know Mexico's going to go for it here.
Of course they're going to go for it. No question about it. A little bit high on that center, on that snap. And then
Wong did a great job on the flagpole, by the way.
Of course. He was trying to get that.
How quick was that? The first down achieved and a 2-yard gain. 4th and mid. They needed about a yard. That is almost unstoppable at that pace.
Oh, yeah. You hate to see that as a defense. Now, the coaches were saying that on 4th down, they were going to risk it. That's what he told us. And now he played really safe on that little toss to the front, crossing that line, making sure they stay. Because look at this. It's changed a lot for them. Like the strategy has. So we're listening to Mexico's coach, even though we see China's coach on screen. They're talking already about time management. They were talking about the time and how they're going to use the last few minutes they have of this game.
Veloz's 10th reception. That one as important as any of the 4 touchdowns he's caught today. Keeping the drive alive. Open is Hernandez. And across midfield after that last completion. Down to the 17-yard line with that toss. And a gain of 7. 2nd down and goal. Approaching 2 minutes to play. I was going to ask you, when's the last time this team elected to punt the football? And I think it was 2 decades ago. It's been a while.
Yes, I would say so. And this is the thing, when you're so aggressive, that's beautiful because you saw on the last play all the windows that opened up for Matias, right? So he had a very comfortable out route, at least 10 yards.
Matias is like another coach on the field. He's directing traffic, pointing where players and receivers need to go. Oh, you see it here, and it's an interception. Chong secures it, and China with a game changer. How enormous was that, and what an athletic play by Brandon Chong.
Oh, wow, this was just beautifully intercepted. Look at what they're doing in the backfield. Like I said, they're giving space, and this is Chong just reading the eyes of Matias. He falls into that ball, picks it up, and at highest point, and then it was just a foot race.
First turnover for either side, and China with possession, a chance to take its first lead. Lau inside and low on the delivery and trying to spot Wu, who was falling down out of bounds. So second down and goal. Important where this possession starts on the right side of the yellow line at midfield, meaning they have 3 downs to score a touchdown, and now second down and a long ways to go, Rebecca.
Yes, and I mean, the play was perfect, but if we wanted to look at the little details, it would have been great for Chung to stay behind that midfield point, and they would have gotten a better field position that they are doing now. You have to be super aware. It's really hard to do, but those are the little details that make a big difference.
If you want to win a championship, they make all the difference in the world. Lau unloads, end zone Chung. Chung! High points the football. Yes, sir!
Wow, what a pass, what a catch, and what a touchdown. This is beautiful from China. He got the pick and he got the touchdown.
Brandon Chong does it all. We're tied at 26 in our first semifinal here, the International Co-Ed Division. Talk about high pointing the football. Fundamentally sounds supremely athletic, Rebecca.
Yes, extremely. Perfect execution. Technically sound, and you could tell he had 2 players really close to his body, but that was just the perfect way to do it. And now this is the only thing that we really need to be taking care of right now. 53 seconds on the clock. That might have been a little too fast for China. They're giving enough time for Mexico to come back and win this game.
You see Lau, his numbers 14 of 16, 4 touchdowns. Matthew Smith talking.
Dig and then sit. Okay, hey, you're gonna be going, out to the right. Okay. Hey, Jeremy, stop in the middle.
So let's see what happens with the conversion attempt. And Rebecca hit the nail on the head. Still an eternity remaining, but China a chance to grab its first lead. Comeback fashion. And Brandon Chung, where is he? Bottom of your screen. Number 12 in red. Lau will look his direction. Fake it twice, and the flag is pulled. Brilliant play. Ferragrino from his cornerback position racing in. Secures the flag, and we remain tied at 26.
Yeah, that was such a good play. All the trickery with the rushers, and we've talked about this before. When you're moving rushers around, it's hard for the quarterbacks to know their style and their speed. It was just perfect timing to make that change.
Drama here at the NFL Flag Championships. Could have been a pick 6. And Wu read that one beautifully. Second down and mid.
They're starting to understand Matias and his tendencies. He needs to be really careful where he's putting the ball. Look at that. It was perfect. He gave enough space to cheat Matias in his viewpoint, and then he went into the angle to get that stop.
Clock stops under a minute to go on the incompletion, so 49 seconds remaining in a tie game in this semifinal. Morales deep in his own end zone, across the middle, reaching down low to grab it is Wu. And check that, it is Wu in defense. Ferragrino the catch. Here comes a flag.
This could be the game changer, Roy. It's going to be a holding penalty against the defense, and they're going to get automatic first down.
So instead of 3rd and mid with just under 10 yards to go, should be an automatic first down.
Holding, defense, 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, automatic, first down, line to gain, mid.
And that was a really good hold because he broke his flag. Literally, he broke it. He didn't just pull it, he snapped it right in the middle.
Pass only.
And it helps you a little bit, right? With so little time on the board, it gives Mexico a little bit more, it allows them to be a little bit more comfortable. And here you can risk it. You can totally risk it because you have 5 yards to gain in 4 plays.
Easy for a team with this kind of explosiveness. See how they handle it. Pass backwards. That was Ferragrino delivering back to Morales, who tumbles out of bounds. 30 seconds to go, second and mid. So really nothing truly lost there when you only have 4 yards to pick up the first and still plenty of time and a couple of timeouts to work with.
Yeah, this wasn't the design of the play. This was an improvisation from what was happening. And it was because China did a really good job defensively, covering the backfield, making that their priority, but also the rushers were so good. That play was really tight because of the work that the pressure had during this last play.
Second down and mid. Morales try to get the first, and he does. Nunez tap dancing out of bounds. So now first and goal, and the outcome of this game comes down to the next 3 plays. A gain of 9, and Mexico in position here to try to win this one late.
Yeah, and you can play anywhere on the field if you're Mexico because you have 3 timeouts. So you can go through the center or you can go to the sidelines if you would want.
All right, so put me in the huddle for China.
Yeah.
What do they have to do to try? Is it you have to find another turnover here?
Yes,
and you have to
course.
read Morales.
Yes, but really I would say focus on the fundamentals. Make sure you're doing your job correctly. Do not try to make that big play because when you try to risk it too much, that's when the mistakes come.
18 completions now. Flag has not been pulled. And Nunez able to get inside the 10 with a timeout.
And that's a very well called timeout. Right after the play is done, 16 seconds on the clock. Let's see what we did here. All that shiftiness that sometimes we see from Mexico is right on this play. Look at that. Broke some hips, broke some toes, and then he kept on going. It's second and goal. Timeout for Mexico. They still have 2. Time management has been really good for both teams till this moment.
16 seconds to go. It all comes down to this. I mean, this has come down to the very, very bitter end. Mexico, Morales sneaking in behind the center, delivers out to the right side, towards that front pylon, sliding in for the touchdown.
Oh my God!
There it is, Zamudio.
Oof. And that's going to be a penalty, I'm guessing, on celebration. So let's see if it stands. It's really interesting what we're going to hear next from our officials. But did you see the dip?
I did, to avoid the flagpole.
Phoebe is an expert doing the dip.
Hey,
and
tactically
he did it
sound.
amazingly.
Yes, you mentioned the fundamentals on this drive for both sides.
Yes.
We saw that on full display there with Zamudio. Waiting the call from the official. Let's see. Currently 32-26. If that score holds, we think that it will, but we've been wrong once before in the last couple of years.
Once?
Just once. I forgot when it was.
Yeah. So I would think that this was after the play. Let's see.
We have a touchdown. After the touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense. 10-yard penalty. It'll be assessed on the try. We're going for 1 point from the 15.
So the 1-point try from the 15. Keep in mind, 8 seconds remaining here. So the game not over just yet.
And these 2 points are really important for Mexico because they would be 8 points ahead, right? So then that forces China, in case they get a touchdown, to go for that 2-point conversion as well.
I'm under the impression they're going for 1 after the penalty here, 10 yards behind the 5-yard mark.
Thank you. So I've gotten it wrong at least twice.
In your career.
In my career.
Morales all the way back to midfield, wide open. The penalty, no problem. The conversion is good. Nunez right at the goal line and extending the lead back to a touchdown at 33-26. All right, 8 seconds to go. We've seen touchdowns scored with teams having the ball, gaining possession right here, and they've scored with 4 seconds remaining. What has to happen for China?
Yeah. Well, first of all, they have to score fast, something that we've seen that they do. They have to be very aware of where they are, stepping out of the field just like that, because they only have 1 more timeout. They have 5 seconds on the clock and still a lot of yards to gain, but they've been doing a really good job with short time.
Gain of 10, the timeout remaining, stepping out of bounds for Brandon Chung was critical there.
4 or 5 seconds. You understand? Ice it, just fall down on the floor. Yes, have a timeout. Fall down on the floor. Hey, after like 3 steps, quickly.
So they want to get at least 1 more play after this They're going to throw that pass, and then they're just going to end the play.
Underhand toss, sliding down. We'll call the timeout here. 1 second remaining, so a short gain of 6. And now it all comes down to this final attempt.
Exactly. It all comes down to this final attempt. And it's just been so cute to watch. But some of the players have been praying since a while ago, kneeling on the floor from China. You can see how much it means for them. So it was perfect time management from the coach.
We're in no run, pass only.
You want to wheel to the left, and Barry, you're going to go post in the middle. Okay? Hey. Okay, Jeremy, drop back. Jeremy, drop back. No, this Jeremy.
2 quarterbacks, okay?
And keep in mind, Brandon Chung, bottom of the screen, number 12 in red, has been the absolute force for China. And a timeout will be called by the defense. Mexico will talk things over here.
Yes, of course. And you could already see that they were playing preventive defense. So basically, you're standing on a little bit in front of the touchdown. Let's see if we can hear what they say. Okay, so I read their lips. Con corazón, with heart, they're saying. With heart. You got to play this last play with heart. It's 1 second away from the final of NFL Flag Championships. It all comes down to this, and they know exactly where they're supposed to be standing. I would love to see them a little bit more in front, just to make sure they're very secure with that first line in the end zone.
Chong and Leo, a high five before this snap. And now Chong will switch sides of the field. He has been the top target for Lau, the quarterback. Running out of time, it is 2 quarterbacks on the field. Liao gets it back to Lau. He's going to heave one long. It wobbles towards the goal line. Chong approaching, grabs it. The pass is caught out of bounds, and the game ends on that play. Just 2 yards shy, potentially, of tying this one up. And Mexico survives 33-26. What a finish.
Survives is the right word. It is the right word, because China was right there in it. Such a good team. You can tell why are in the semifinals. And a little bit of discussion there from the Chinese players. There felt there was a holding from one of the defensive players in Mexico. We're gonna have to see the replay. Let's see, on that really deep pass, they're gonna give it back to Lu. It was a little bit short, shows he had to get out of the touchdown, and then right there, I don't know, Roy, it's close. I would say it was just kind of like the way they play was developing. They were both gonna fall either way. I don't know what you read into it.
They needed 30 yards. They gained 28, and the game ends on an incredible play by Chong again, but the defense able to find a way, survive and advance, and that's what we saw by Mexico this afternoon.
Perfect storytelling.
33-26, Mexico advancing to the championship.